Alright, sorry about that, YouTube. Okay, anyway. Another question I get asked by friends and family, how do I prep? Well, you know, that's been covered, but I do the same thing everyone else does. I'm going out, I'm at the local grocery store, we're going to have, you know, corn one night, I'll buy 2 cans. If I can, I'll buy 3. Some place has a case lot sell. Sometimes you get that stuff for 40 cents a can. I'll buy a case. It lasts forever. We go through it. I don't remember who put it up, but basically I think it might have been LDS Prepper. He put up a thing about don't be afraid of the can life. Well, I've eaten some canned goods well, like a year after the shelf life was up. And it tasted fine. You know, like you said, you'll know. Unless you're a dumbass, when you open the can, you can tell by the smell, the way it looks, you can tell if it's fine. Some things you might not want to prep for a long period of time. Fruit. I've heard bad things about that. Well, you know, you have to go with what you go. The point I'm trying to make here, I know it's a lot of rambling. As you can see, I haven't done a lot of videos. I think everybody needs to prep. You need to start with your food storage. Don't make the mistake I did and have thousands and thousands of dollars worth of firearms, unless you can afford it. Because what it comes down to, if the shit hits the fan, you have to bug out. There's no way you're taking 35, 40 guns. Just realistically, that's not going to happen. Unless you got some kind of freaking U-Haul so you can start throwing stuff in. Usually you're going to take your main battle rifle, you're going to take a sidearm, and maybe a backup. So you have 20, 30 guns, you might take 5. Might be different for other people. Luckily for me and my family, we have 2 trucks. Not lucky for gas mileage, but if anything happens, I've got 2 trucks with shells on them. I got a utility trailer that can be thrown in the back of my wife's truck, and we have a folding tent trailer. That was bought mostly so if you need to go someplace, you've got running water in it. You've got other, you know, you've got more than just a tent. Yes, maybe not as practical as a tent, but like I said, I have a tent. So if I had to leave the trailer behind, I've got a tent. I honestly think something as far as economical breakdown, the government going bankrupt, the US dollar not being worth a damn thing, it's going to happen. I don't know when. Personally, I think before the Obama administration's up. I'm not here to knock anybody. I'm not going to basically say anything negative. But we all know Obama prints money like crazy. Well, YouTubers, I don't know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. As you can see, I have very few subscribers. I don't know how many people are going to read this. I'm trying to get the word out. I think I've got a lot of information to share. But it takes subscribers. So, hey, if anyone sees this, throw me a comment, give me a shout out. I watch all the big guys. I don't comment much. Maybe that's my problem. Because basically, hey, I'm new to this. I'm very, very new to this. I don't want to come off like an asshat. All I want is basically to make sure my family's protected. Hey, if anybody's from Utah that happens to see this, why don't you let me know? I'd love to find more people out here that's in the same mindset I'm at. Maybe we can get together. Maybe we can find a few people with the same mindset that we can make plans together. Because like I said, man, I don't know anybody that's doing this. And I live in Utah. I know a lot of people with food stores, man. It's the LDS religion. You know, they preach it. They believe it. Yeah, that's basically how I got started. My wife grew up LDS. So food storage has never been a big thing. She just doesn't understand why I want a year's food supply, because basically her family growing up, basically their idea was 30 days. Anything that happens, they're going to be back on their feet in 30 days. Maybe so. Right now, I would guess I probably have maybe a 30-day food supply. Water's a little bit harder. I don't have room to store it. I've got a 55-gallon drum, a bunch of 7-gallon drums, a few 5-gallon drums. I just don't have room to store it. I live in an 1,800-foot square house. I just don't have room to store it. But anyway, you know, sometimes I sit around and I think about this. End of the world, do you know it? Shit hits the fan. Economical breakdown. I get depressed. So I really think basically Bin Laden's people is going to come over here and take revenge on the U.S. and it's going to be a U.S. war. No, I don't. Do I believe I'm not going to be able to afford to live because the dollar's not going to be worth anything? Gas is going to be $10 a gallon. A loaf of bread's going to be $5. Yeah, I do. When? Obviously, if I had those answers, I'd be a millionaire. I have no idea when all this stuff's going to happen. But I do honestly believe it will happen. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to keep building up my food supply. I'm trying to figure out a way to store more water. I watched an awesome video by Yankee Prepper about how you could buy Smart Water and Gatorade, and he stored them out in his garage. And I made it year after year. That's my next stand, because I do have room outside. So I can put the stuff outside where it freezes. It'll defrost. Now granted, in the middle of the winter, okay, yeah, 55 gallons, that's a little bit too big to bring inside. But you know, if you have some smaller ones that they can take the freezing and unfreezing and not crack, there you go. So that's what I'm looking for to build up my water supply. I'm looking for other like-minded people so I can bounce ideas off. Maybe have a get-together, do a barbecue or something. And just see what everyone else is standing on this. Don't want to come across like an idiot, but hey, what do you do?